Monday, they have a meet. From what I can gather, they have a meeting, and they tell the students and the staff that you have. First, I heard it was until August, and then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. You on some try and be morally right or whatever, and I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent that you're involved that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just going to go. Be out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just going to come to one. I don't care.
You lied, brother.
All right. Good morning, family. How y'all doing? All right. Well, this is our first little soiree into the winter season. And oh boy. So let's look at what we should be doing in the upcoming months as we start this season. Number one, like if you're a driver, leave earlier. Don't leave a little earlier. Leave early because some people gonna act like they ain't never ever drove in snow before. Which I got here on time saying y'all know jumping jacks for this morning. Get out there. If you got to clean the car off, get out early. So if you give yourself another 15, 20 minutes to get your stuff together, get the car warmed up, all that other stuff, do that because cold weather is harder on vehicles than warm weather. The temperature of the motor is colder, the temperature inside the car is colder, so it's going to take a little bit of time to warm up. Number two, we talking about the car, but that also means us. If you are like me, who even though I have a snow thrower, but I'll go out there and get my workout in, don't be trying to act like you're 20, 25 shoveling snow. Take your time, little bit at a time, because the snow definitely ain't going nowhere. You do a little bit at a time, push it if you need to. If you can pick it up, do a little bit of chunks at a time. Because if we continue to have weather like I think we're going to have, you're going to get a chance to get a whole lot of exercise in between now and March. Number three, make sure you drink way more water than, they said, drink 64 ounces. You better almost double that because you're going to dry out in this weather. And a lot of us get sick because we're dried out, right? And the atmosphere, just like it does for plants, it sucks the moisture out of us as well, which is the reason why I'm thirsty, my lips are dry, I'm chapped lipped, and all this other stuff, and things happen because the atmosphere is sucking water out of us as well and putting it back into itself. So you have to drink more water. Now, there's probably other stuff that you can drink that's just as good, if not better, to help with hydration, like coconut water or coconut juice or whatever. Those help as well. But make sure you add more fluids to your system. Any maintenance on your car, get it checked out. Because the worst thing to do is know that you needed a battery for a long time and you keep pushing that boy, and then that boy finally fails, and then you stranded somewhere because you didn't put a battery in it or get your systems checked out. And now we have to learn how to eat differently. We have to learn how to eat so that because our now what's happening is because we're not moving as much and the sun is not warming us up to thin our blood out over the next couple of weeks, our blood is going to thicken. So that means you have to change your diet to a little bit heavier diet. You can't eat soups and salads like you did during the course of the spring and summer and part of the fall. Now you got to because you're going to be hungrier because your body's going to burn more because the outside temperature is cooler. And you're not going to sweat as much. So, you gotta change your diet. A lot of time it's comfort food, but now we have soups and stews and things like that, something that's a little bit heavier that helps sustain our furnace, but you're gonna have to add some other things to it in order to help with the thickening of the blood. Okay, I didn't see all that she said, big bro. Good morning, make I heard you have a little snowy plant. Oh, yeah, good morning. We got a little bit of snow, just a little bit, but we'll be we all right. We can handle it. We built tough like that. Um, so changing your diet, add more water, those things like that. Now, real quick, I want us to send a prayer to uh, Pastor Gaddis and his wife who dealing with a little sickness. I think they got a case of food poisoning from somebody or something that they ate, and just some prayers to them. And if you get a chance to call them, give them some uplifting words. They're gonna get through it, and give them a little bit of advice to get through it too. When you get sick, you got to drink more water to flush that sickness out your system. All right. So that's the health tips for today. Well, let's talk about excellence. I just watched somebody sent this to me on Instagram. A lady who is a doctor, and she talks about excellence. And we've gotten to the point where we've gotten complacent in not being excellent, but being okay with being good enough to do what we do. Oh, that's good enough. No, that's not good enough. We've come from a culture of excellence. If you can still go view pictures and things of the monuments that we created to ourselves, for ourselves, by ourselves, and having a level of excellence in there. And the excellence just doesn't have to come in sports. God help me. Okay. We have an issue with the only thing that we figured that our young people are supposed to be excellent at is sports now. Not academics, not anything else, just only sports because that's monetized the most. Well, unfortunately, because it's monetized the most, then of course what happens is that's where the pipe dreams come. I'm gonna be a ball player. I'm gonna do this. That's all. And hear people always, young people too. Well, I'm aspiring to be a basketball player. What do you want to do when you grow up? Play in the NBA. Mm. But then when you look at the skill set, you see that they don't have NBA skills, or even and now they may develop it over time. But typically, if you see somebody who's going to play on that level, or if you're going to play college level, you see it very, very early. Now, if that person is desirous to try, I'm not saying don't try, but force them to be excellent. If they're around you and they've expressed those sentiments to you that they want to be an NBA player, cool. But guess what else I need to see you do? Let me see you study. Your grades need to be there. But the most important thing is how are you forcing that child to practice? And there are things that you can do at home to force them to practice because this is what they want to do. Okay. Right, you're right, man, absolutely right, brother Caleb. Um, Basketball teaches different skill sets that you use in everyday life. Absolutely. But what we're trying to do, what I'm talking about, isn't really forcing teaching us those skills. What many people talk about is what they're trying to do is make sure that they monetize the opportunities for their children to help get them out of situations that they're in. Oh, my child gets to become an NBA, then he's gonna take care of me, and they're going to, or she's gonna take care of me if she goes to WNBA, and she's gonna take care of all of the stuff that I put us through. No, or that I allowed to have happen in my life. Not the child's job. If they choose to go help, that's different. But if they, oh, well, I'm supposed to go back and do that. No, no other group does that. We're the only group that does that because the very first thing, unfortunately, because of the situations and conditions in our community, because we don't have a culture, let's be clear. The situation and condition in our community is the mother ends up with the child, and the child does everything in order to pay the mom back. And that and there's nothing, there's two things. I was trying to say there's nothing wrong. Yeah, but there is. The expectation should be if the child helps, that's fine. If he desires to come back and do it, not I'm expecting the child, and that's my point. Not I'm expecting the child to come back once I sacrifice everything in order to make sure that that child gets to that level playing particular sports, but they're not doing anything academically. If you're gonna push them to play sports, that's cool. Make sure it goes both ways. They also have to get those books. They have to be excellent in school. And for those coaches that may or may not be listening, if you're out there and you got young people out there that you got on your squad and they pooping, but you ain't checking to make sure that their grades is tight, then you're part of the problem. And I've seen that personally. I've heard and seen and had coaches that wanted me to give somebody a passing grade who never showed up for class. How? Not doing that. Let them show up for class and I'll put some work in, and then I'll consider it.
Let me see what C Wiz just said.
Here in Thailand, we are staying next to a primary school. The school has a coffee shop where they teach the children how to run them. See, and there was a point in time. See, that's the other thread.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a point in time when we had banks in schools, where kids had banks in schools where they take their pennies and put them in the bank and actually open up an account, and then from there they would they learn banking skills, and all that's been removed because we don't have people don't have not we people don't have respect for it. But we had just had another viewer say, look, over here in Thailand where they are, that they kids run a coffee shop, a primary school.
Mm-mm.
That means K6, K5, K6. This primary school. That means they got to learn how to grind the coffee, brew the coffee, sweep the floors, wash the cups or whatever, wash the coffee makers, all of that. They have to learn how to do all of those things to run a business, take money, give change back, count it back, not just give it to you. Do you know how many people don't know how to count change back? And that's being a lack of excellence. And it's fun. Every time I go to the store, and almost every time, but sometimes when I go to the store, I'll check and see. Well, what they just give you the change back based upon what the cash register says, but not counting back. They just count it out of the drawer and hand it to you. Good morning, Pastor Gaddis. No, count it back. And they don't know how to do it. And you tell them to start with the change, they have no clue what you're talking about. That's lack of excellence. Meanwhile, you already have in Thailand, as one of our viewers just said, they already have a leg up on the rest of the world because they're starting to learn how to run and operate a business in primary school, K5, K6. That's excellence.
Good morning, Pastor Gaddis. Good morning, everybody that's tapping in and watching Brother Elliott on Black Watch.
We appreciate y'all. See, and that's a mathematics skill because it's very easy to teach that skill if you use money. Because what? Everybody like money.
Mm-hmm.
And to eliminate the penny is stupid. But you got stupid people running stupid things, doing stupid stuff.
Kellen Hendricks, good morning.
We need to stop doing. Well, I ain't giving up my pennies. They all in a big old freaking water jug, and I ain't trying to dig out of there to turn them into nobody. But that's dumb. What's the point? What's really the point? So you go to some places, and if they owe you 9 cents, they're not gonna give you a dime.
Ain't that like how they took out? You used to have to know how to write in cursive in elementary.
Yeah,
it's like they steady stripping stuff from the people.
But that's the people's fault.
Thank you, Chris Caleb.
That's the people's fault. That's the people, because people don't feel that they have a right to say anything when it comes to school boards, when it comes to what's going on in the school. So what happens is those powers that be, so whatever they are, whoever they are, continue to strip. This is probably, I think this country ranks in the lower 200s as far as academics, but number one in monetizing prisoners. I know it's at least, what was it? Yeah, 227th in the world.
Wow.
In math and science and stuff like that. Where at one time it was number one in everything across the board.
We got to take pause for a cause. We just got My Sunday Ties for $5. Thank you, the beloved, the lovely Deborah Luna.
All right, we appreciate that. The Sunday morning ties.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's right. That's right. We'll take it all. Throw them nickels and pennies in there too.
They add up.
They all add up. But this is where, if they remove, and see, this is what people don't understand. If you learn how to write in cursive, that helps create fine motor skills. You take it out, then the only thing they get to write in these little block letters and lines, and just that's it. But the cursive helps create and develop fine motor skills. And you'd be surprised the number of students, because they're unfamiliar with it, who struggle with it because they don't have fine motor skills. That's like trying to pick up tacks without getting stuck, and they're all head up. You got to pick them up one at a time.
Good morning. Right? Yep. Good morning. I ain't going. The lovely, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
I agree with you. From Philly.
Yeah.
Don't let you go nowhere anyway.
Right. That's right. That part. Okay. So when we start to do that, then you wonder the reason why they can't perform. They only want to do one or two things when you go to gym. Because they don't have the fine motor skills anymore. And that's the wonderful thing about some of our students that go to other, I know, I'm gonna get to that in a second.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They go to these, like they in AAU and they always go. That's a good thing, but they're still not developing fine motor skills. Now, if you have to sign a document If you can't sign it, it's illegal.
Mm.
And most people can't read in cursive because they don't know how to write in cursive. And listen, I just found out that all of the manuals, and this is from a student that I'm working with her heading a book, and she's got a wonderful book coming out.
Mm.
And I'm gonna make sure when she gets this book published, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna call her when we leave to make sure she starts the process of getting this book published.
Got you.
And I'm gonna suggest everybody gets it. And because it's a workbook. And it's an excellent workbook because it made me go like, I need to re-examine some stuff that I need to tighten up on too,
Mm.
which is talking about being excellent. If she told me that the manuals written for the military are written at a third grade level. Just just understand that now.
Mm.
This is what she told me, and I didn't ask. And I haven't had a chance to talk to your niece, my daughter, yet about what their manuals look like.
Mm.
Third grade level.
Are you serious?
The New York Times is written at a fifth grade level.
Mm.
The Wall Street Journal is written at a fourth or fifth grade level.
Wow.
Barron's magazine I haven't seen one in years, was written at a eighth grade level.
So the stuff that they read in these books, like the newspaper,
yeah.
These are really written at the level is junior, middle school, and elementary, basically.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's how they feel about the people.
That's how they feel about the people.
Mm.
I've got a textbook that a teacher gave me that was written in 1905 by Harper's Bazaar. And it's a fifth grade English manual, about 130, 140 pages.
Mm.
I did the work out of it as an adult and a teacher, and it racked my brain. The level of study that they were required in the fifth grade at that time.
Mm.
And we look at this, what we're doing now, and you got people that can't read. And we had people that couldn't read either.
No,
but they still were working towards excellence.
Right. I'm just looking what Chris Taylor put. All newspapers used to be written at fifth grade level back in the day in Flint.
Not just in Flint, bro. Everywhere, across the board. We just not gonna say here.
Felicia, good morning. Jazzy Melody, good morning. Thank y'all sisters for tapping in. My bad. Good brother. Mm.
Yep, great.
Mm.
And this is I'm be talking about New York Times, which is considered one of the better newspapers in the country.
Mm.
Fifth grade level.
And that's something to be said, ain't it?
Right. And Barron's magazine, which talks about all the financial stuff every week that goes on in the world.
Mm.
Eighth grade level.
Mm.
Wall Street Journal, sixth grade level.
Mm. Damn, what if they wrote them in? What if they just gave it to the people, wrote it in college level? Would the people, with the masses be that shook?
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to read it. If you're talking about persons in the military are learning manuals in the third grade, fourth grade level, come on, you the military.
Facts.
The military, you're supposed to be one of the most powerful forces around, unless, of course, you're in engineering or whatever, those manuals. But those manuals can't be written on any more than eighth or ninth grade level.
Damn. You got it sounded like the people really not really educated.
They're not educated. Educate. Okay. See, you almost got me started.
I ain't trying to.
Yes, you is.
No, I'm just saying when you said it's written on them levels, diabolical.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. This diabolical, absolutely. You don't have textbooks that force you to do some it's voluminous, which means they got a whole lot of stuff in there that make you work hard. Not necessarily the level that it's written on. The level that it's written on is completely different than the volume of work that they require you to do in order to be able to answer a few questions or go investigate some things like that. Even legal briefs, the only reason why they're written the way that they're written is to make people confused, not necessarily make so that you're not intelligent enough. Because if you can read and take your time, you can dissect legal briefs. They're not hard.
Right.
You can go to the law library and read all of that stuff. The issue is how much BS verbiage that they put in there.
Facts. Do papers still circulating around here? Because I'll just go online and read them.
They still have newspaper. You can still get them, but typically I've seen the Detroit News 3rd grade. So now if you have a 3rd grader or a 4th grade, they should be able to read the newspaper.
Fact.
The issue is they don't want to do it because we've gotten lazy. Oh, the word, just too many words.
Reading is fundamental.
And so what did Malcolm say?
Put it
don't
in
want
the
somebody
book.
to know, you put it in a book.
Oh, okay. Chris Cato said, no, the generals and other officers used to be reading on a 9th grade level and completion of school.
Okay, how much harder is that? That's 4 grades below the level that you graduated at. Do you know how many people would not be in college or the military if they really wrote on stuff on that level, really wrote scholarly works on that level? Because you have to take your time.
Yeah.
Okay, and because they made it so that you got to hurry up and get through this process instead of taking time and years and years and years and years. It's about moving bodies than it is about knowledge. And that's how so therefore those generals or whatever, they're barely, 9th grade level is what? No, you're barely reading Barron's magazine.
I didn't know this. The Flint Journal newspaper comes from Ohio last time. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And of course, the Flint Journal is written for a 5th grade level. And the thing is we've allowed ourselves and our children to become lazy because everything is electronic.
Yeah.
No books.
No, when you got Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, you can cheat. You can cheat now. You ain't got to do nothing.
And they made it easy.
They made us lazy.
Yeah. No, most definitely. That part they did make lazy. But now you got people that's reading at a 1st grade level can be smart now.
Yeah, because the only thing you do is copying some other words that somebody did the research for.
Right.
But see, here's the thing. You can't go and say, hey, look, okay, where's your sources?
Well, that's where it get tricky at.
Now, when you see the pancake flip and fall out of the skillet,
you
know the reason why?
Yeah.
Your sources was Chat GPT and not
Facts.
The fact that you went to go look up a book.
Facts.
And I got into a discussion with somebody about, well, we don't need books anymore. We can use virtual libraries. But that's not how law does. The lawyers have to go and search legal briefs. And have to go with the law library in order to find them, in order to come back and have their discussions in law school. When they're in law school. So no, you still got to go read. You still have to, libraries are still important.
Facts.
Because they're not going to publish every single book, especially they talk about book bans. They're not going to go and put every single book online. So therefore they control the information.
That's the purpose.
Right.
That's the purpose. Just think about this. You used to, and it's crazy, and I'm going with the Jetsons. Just look at your phones. You can talk to a person. Remember what you do? We was looking at how they was fixing their food. What you get now? Throw it in the microwave.
Throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Well,
people forget.
Remember Dick Tracy, right?
Yeah.
Get smart.
Yeah.
who had a phone in his shoe. Dick
Yeah.
Tracy had a watch,
Watch.
you could talk to.
Yeah, we got them now.
Yeah, we got him now.
Yeah.
Right. H.G. Wells back in the 1800s talked about around the world in 80 days.
Right.
Look what now you can go around the world in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Or less.
Yeah.
He was talking about Zeppelins and blimps.
Right.
And balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Now you in airplanes.
Mm.
So this stuff is this so-called highly advanced technological society is not really highly advanced and technological at all.
Mm-mm. When you get down to it.
Yeah, because really, oh yeah, well, we got more technology than they had before. How? There ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right, but if you go compare it to other countries and you looking at our technology compared to theirs, go look over in Hong Kong. Go look at some of these. I'm just saying some of these streets, how they already got their streets where it automatically for the electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they stuff be lit up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Japan got a bullet train that move over
Facts.
over 100 miles an hour from start to finish, get you from one side of Japan to the other in like half an hour.
Yeah.
100-something miles an hour.
Yeah.
You ever rode the Amtrak here?
Mm-mm.
Oh, bro, no, I'm gonna tell you. I went to Chicago in May, jumped on the Amtrak. You know, I think the trip cost me $100 round trip. There's a section after you get past Battle Creek that it goes over 100 miles an hour. Smooth as ice. But then that's cool. But you think I went to sleep when he said it was? Well, we getting ready to get hit by over 100 miles an hour for the next 10, 15 minutes, and we'll be close to our destination. And you know, when you driving with your child and they first start learning how to drive and you're behind grip the seat tighter than because you don't know what's going on and you can't help them out. Yeah.
I got a little correction for you.
Okay.
This is from our good family coming from Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Trains in China are going over 360 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
360 miles an hour. They rolling over there.
They flat getting it. 360. You think I'm getting on something like that? They go half the speed of sound? Man, absolutely. Yeah, I would.
I know.
I
we
would.
all you ain't gonna be able to tell.
I would.
But I'm just saying, but we so far. Yeah, but we so far behind. But to me, it's like they want the residents here to be robots, the citizens. Let me say that. They want us to be because it's impossible that we still going through the same thing. It's impossible. Like, it seemed like they taking more away from it. Seemed like you had, I was saying what Chris Caleb said. He said when a lot of the kids came up, I'm thinking some of the people came up from the South, he said they was holding them back 2 grades.
Yeah, because you weren't, because of that, you can't, you're coming off the plantation. And that's still the mindset down there. Even now. They think I'm a smart uppity. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh, you smart and uppity. You just, yeah, because I study. And I'm not saying that you don't, but school started in the South. Freedom School started in the South. But what's happening, of course, is the dumbing down of stuff. And he just mentioned this. The library on Pasadena told me everything that was published up to 1989 is not in a database.
I seen that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough. They just gonna take that out. But who
on
controlling
purpose.
it? Yeah.
Because we're not controlling the narrative. What do we go to the library for? To get on. I've seen that even going to the Glory Coles Library. What people doing when they go over there? They get on the computers to do what? Social media. They ain't studying, searching nothing up. Excuse me. They go to the kids section over there to make sure the kids can play around, and then they go get on social media. They ain't doing nothing important. It may be important to them. Excuse me. It may be important. Let me take that back. But at the same time, there's books around that people ain't even checked out. Man, before they changed their high security system, bro, I'm hitting them. Book ain't been checked out since 1970. Okay, guess what? That book ain't gonna be on the shelf. Oh, that book ain't been checked out since 19. Okay, I'm gonna hit them up too. That book's and I would literally just pull them out just a little bit. So when I came in one other time, I might check the book out, and I don't care if somebody's listening and you worked at the library. This is old. I done paid my fines and my debt. So I would wait. Check that book, check one or two of those books out, check some of them books out. You ain't seen these books again. Because there wasn't nobody checking them out. Ain't nobody checked them out in years. And the only thing you was going to do is wait for the Friends of the Library sale, put them out there so you can get rid of them. That's how I built my library. You know, it's little sticky finger McGee's operation. Then all of a sudden you can't take I couldn't take my book bag back in anymore. I don't care. I built my library that way. That's how I learned about I have learned about Frantz Fanon, but I got the rest of his books from the library. Because nobody was reading them. We've stopped having thinkers. We've stopped having people who want to go as a group solve problems. We have people who want to fix things based upon an emotional tie to it, but not really correct things in the manner that it should be corrected, because we're not strategizing. Just like this boycott they're talking about. It's supposed to end day after tomorrow, whatever. Don't do nothing from the 25th to the 1st or 2nd or whatever, after Cyber Monday. I just saw that they still made $11 billion. Now, that could be AI generated or whatever, but still. What's the point? What's the real? Okay, well, we're not going to Target, Home Depot, and some other place. But we're going to go some other place and put our money in there.
I got a good question for you. I'm just going to see on the screen. It should be popping up in a second.
Can I gain access to every book in the library?
No, you see.
In my library? In my library, I have access to every book in my library. It appears the library is about food, folks, and fun. Yep.
That was never the intent.
No, absolutely. No. The whole intent was to come in and study. The school that we went to, the high school that we went to, is right across the street from the Flint Public Library, now called Gloria Cole's Library.
I think Chris Caleb was asking, can you gain access to every book in the library, Brother Elliott?
What library? You talking about mine or no, the public library? No, because there are books that they have downstairs in the archives that you can't get to unless you have somebody to go down, the book and the author, and somebody can go down there and get it. So no. Because that's where I want to go. I don't want to go to the books that they got upstairs. I want to go I want to see the books in the basement. As a matter of fact, there's Totem Books on Court Street. They already know. I don't want to see what's upstairs. I'm going downstairs. If I got time, I'm going downstairs. Because that's where they got the books that I want to have. But no, we can't have, they're not going to give you access to the books. Up top, yes. But the ones that are downstairs that are really meaningful, no. See, they made libraries now a social hub and not a place for study. And even though they'll tell you students can't be over there at a certain time, that's not how it was when I was going to school 75 million years ago. We would walk across the parking lot and go study, but we were studying. Whoa, you got an extra free period? We going to the whatever. Instead of going up the street, we might go up the street and get pizza from the Rizzo's that was down there on Crapo. We might go over there and get a pizza, but then we'll turn around, or Kersley or whatever it was. But then, okay, we going back over here and we're going to study. Because studying was important. And we had people around us that studied. Yeah, brothers and sisters and parents and extended family that studied. It was demanded. Now it's not demanded anymore because it's not important. Why? Just like what Uncle Mick said, Chat, GPT, and AI and all this other stuff. It's really dumbing us down. So there's a school near the Chesapeake Bay that business owners send their children. Guess what? Guess what's in those schools? Books.
Mm-hmm.
And not low level books, not third grade level books, not anybody. Okay? Not any of those. And they had to learn practical skills. One of the courses that I read that they have over there is you had to sail with you and your 3 or 4 person crew in the Chesapeake Bay, which is kind of rough. The water's not smooth. Sometimes it looked like bits and pieces of Lake Superior, which is not smooth at all.
Mm-hmm.
No. And they had to sail out a certain, and you had to figure out a way to get back. So you had to study certain techniques, because if you didn't, either you better have your life jacket on or you drown and die.
Mm.
And there was no Coast Guard to come save you. You better figure it out. If you flip the boat over, flip that boy back over and get back.
Mm.
The whole point of the exercise was learn how to read the wind and learn how to tack and sail that boat to make the circuit and turn around and come back. You have to learn how to tie knots. You have to learn how to raise and lower sails, all of this stuff. That's practical, even though we consider it not to be practical, but it is practical because you learn that a life skill. It's like Brother K was talking about in basketball. That's a life skill.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, then you drown. At worst, you get wet. And the fortunate thing is Chesapeake Bay is freshwater, so you don't have to worry about sharks. I think it's freshwater.
Mm. Okay, people as a whole no longer read books, magazines, newspapers,
No.
etc.
Because what as far as that goes, is we haven't controlled the time that we have in our life to sit down and read. So what we do, we listen to audiobooks because they made our life more and more busy. That's no different than people who don't take time to cook.
Right.
So when you don't take time to cook, what happens? Then you fast fooding it. And then we wonder the reason why we have these health issues.
Facts. Leading cause for diabetics, leading cause for obesity, hypertension, sugar.
Yeah, because we're eating processed foods.
Mm-hmm.
What the state that's the heaviest and most unhealthy state in the country is Mississippi.
Are you serious?
Yeah, number one state. Michigan is like 15th.
Oh, that's not great.
No, Mississippi is the worst state for obesity, and I think the first 5. I think one is Arkansas may be in there, New York may be in there, but Mississippi number 1. That don't make sense. And it's because people want to eat the diet that they have, and they get food from out of the river and stuff like that. And, I mean, I ain't knocking it, but still. But that's not healthy. And then when people are leaving here at an early age, we want to be upset. Well, that's because we have horrible diets.
Mm-hmm.
That's a contributing factor. I'm gonna go home and probably finish shoveling snow, but you know how long it's gonna take me? All day.
Hey, listen, I know.
Why? I'm gonna do a little bit, then sit down, do a little bit, to go back in the house, sit down, do a little bit. I ain't doing all of that mess. Now, a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I've been like, man, let me, and I might get motivated to do the whole thing.
Right. Gotta have that push and overlord.
Yeah. But right. Now I got a snow thrower. But it ain't enough snow for me to bring that big boy out. That's one pass, get it done. But see, here's the thing, and you're right. But if you don't read and you don't want to sit there and go like, well, if the charter's 20 pages long, oh, I don't have time to read this. No, not a little bit, We're supposed to get some rain on top of it, so we got to be careful. But people don't want to sit there and read. If you find out where the city charter is, and I'm gonna look it up. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna look it up. I want to find out what the charter is and what it says, and then I want to go ahead on and get a copy of it. But if you have people that are not interested and are willing to do that work, what you have here is you have people that go to council, whine, complain, and fuss over their grievance, and not hold anybody accountable. And the council, well, okay, we'll just sit there and listen to you whine and complain, and then when it's over, said and done, we're just going to ignore it and going about our way. Because we're going to let you get your grievance, and then we're going, okay, we'll take care of it. They'll send somebody out, possibly, maybe, hopefully, take a look, and then from there, it's okay, we're done. You're good now. We pat you on the head and rubbed your belly. No, now you're straight. Okay, bye. Go sit down somewhere.
Thanks.
And that's how people operate. That's how this place operate. And it's not just here. I swear to God, there are councils all over across the country doing the same stuff.
Facts.
We already, we really talked about how in the 60s with Nixon, the courts got bought by big business. The politicians got bought by big business. I don't know what big business are there around here, but I'm sure that there are some people who are bought by this other machine because there's money involved and there's other stuff involved. So when you're talking about having people that are going, oh, I'm gonna go and run for council, but you got to not only deal with that, with the person that oh, I'm new and I'm running for council and I'm running on this platform of being moral and this, man, they don't want to hear that shit. Damn, people don't want to hear that.
I see what you're saying, Chris, but when you ain't got your 5 votes, it's hell. When you know, and I get it. Mays was different. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to challenge all 9 at one time. But
right.
Yeah, but I because what he's saying, Chris Kaler said Tanya Burns be given the violation code on council when she speaks, and sometimes JWC does it also. But see what it is. Even they get frustrated when you know what I'm saying.
But what is the root of their frustration?
Oh, not being in voting power right now. They don't have their 5 votes. So a lot of the stuff they might want to do or stuff they trying to get their point across, it can be shut down.
So if we have 9 wards, right? We have 9 wards.
Yes, sir.
And each one of those persons that are on the council are supposed to be a representative of the ward, right?
Facts.
That's how it's supposed to go, right?
Right.
So how come those persons, I'm going to say this again. I live in the 7th ward. I've not talked to the person. And she has not held a forum in the area where we live at that I know of and have heard of in order to, what are you doing and let us tell you what we need. That's how it's supposed to go. Is you take an assessment of the needs around the community or the ward in which you represent. Not part of it, the whole thing. Okay, so it's okay for them to have taken Pierce Park Golf Course and turned it into some sort of whatever, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. And turn it some sort of life sanctuary for wildlife or whatever.
But you know what? But so you see the changing coming,
right? But you turned around and you have not talked to the other part of the residents on the other side of Court Street. So you have not held a forum at all in any way, shape, or form to say, I want to talk to the people over here, whether you do it at Brennan, whether you do it at Scott School, and what do you all need? She hasn't done that. Not what do half of them need on the other side over there by the College Park area, because they have a different view of what they want compared to everybody else. So you might have put a little park over here, but you took a whole golf course and turned it into a sanctuary. And well, that's a good idea. No, that's a bunch of bullshit because it should have never been closed. Or there's Swartz Creek, there's IMA or whatever. That ain't the point. If I wanted to, if I grew up playing over there on that golf course, and then they turn it into something else without asking everybody that they want that. That's my point. Tell me the reason why it should be something good for the whole residents in this ward. I didn't get a chance to hear about that. There was no memo sent to or communication sent to everybody in the ward about what this was that you led the if you did lead the fact that you're the one who spearheaded that, or did you do it based upon what the residents over there wanted? Because I ain't heard a goddamn thing. Ain't no communication coming from her at all. And I hope she's listening. Ain't heard a fucking thing from you about what the fuck you think you're doing and how you guiding us. And yes, it's getting a little spicy this morning because it's cold outside, so we want to warm up your coffee. And so this your morning cup of bros. So if you're listening, we need to see you. And if we don't, then you're ineffective. We don't want you there. But I also get it that you're attached to certain residents because you're doing something on one side of the city and one side of the ward and not the other side. How come I couldn't know that this is what your plans were or their plans were? And either I can say, yeah, I can agree with that. It's cool. Or no, it's not. Even if I lose, at least I know I'm in the know about my ward. And that's the difference between the old heads and these new people. I see people that come in the store and now all of a sudden they don't speak. I don't give a fuck. You don't run my life.
Tell them how you feel.
Okay? I don't give a damn whether you speak or not. I ain't done nothing to you. But speak on some things that I see that are out of order.
But
that ain't got nothing to do with us being, hey, how you doing? What's going on, Brother Mick? You good? Yeah. But your show was cool. I really didn't like the topic. That ain't got shit to do with me liking you.
But that ain't how you're not dealing with them type of people. And I had to realize that. It's even on the top level. Just think when remember Barkley and Jordan was friends.
Right.
Till he became a commentator. And he had to tell how Jordan was really running the Charlotte Bobcats.
Right.
Look at Shannon Sharp. Until he, when he got on the other side and he went to talking, and I don't think he really went too far over the line on some of the stuff Shannon was doing.
Shannon was making some money and they found a way to trip him up because he couldn't keep in his pants over chasing some other kids or whatever. That's his life. Don't nobody care, but they use it against him. Yeah. He's a single man. Yeah. Who cares? If somebody go ahead.
No, that's what I was saying. No, I'm just saying when he got out there, how you lose your friends. I was comparing to like if you see the mayor of these council people. We done fell out with council people. The one if you said something they didn't do this, they would be mad at you. I'm telling you, that's what Liddell was mad because she felt like we critiqued her.
We're supposed to.
She was on here in the beginning doing the infant stage when I didn't know what I was doing. Liddell, we fell out because we critiqued her. Same thing what happened to Pastor. Oh my God, why do I be Kevin? Pastor Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
How he got did just because he came on here and gave Tanya because something happened in their ward, and Tanya in this councilwoman Tanya in the 6th ward, and he in the 2nd ward. She got mad because he went to the council person that was available that came to him. She got mad over that. Like, these are the type of people you're dealing with.
And see, that's personal. You're making, if I know you're my council person, right? Mm-hmm. And I may not agree with something that you've done or something that you're setting up. Mm-hmm. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's policy. Don't take it personal. I've been doing education for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Parents have the right to critique and say something to me about how if they don't like what their children are learning, I don't really care because I'm going to give the truth about certain information. And if you don't like it, you have a right to voice your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to tell you, if I'm talking about history, then you can take your kid that day or those days I'm talking about history, mm-hmm. your kid can either stay or they can leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah. History always get a lot of people, that tick off. that take off a bit, talking race.
Right.
It's like it take off. So, and I never understood that. Like, why is it a problem with talking race?
Because people don't want to. Nope, I'm gonna hold on to that because I already got a topic for that. But I got you because people don't want to be held accountable. And right now, what you have is we didn't do that. That was the people before us. Even though we live off the backs of what they did, and we live off the money of what they did, we don't want to talk about it because you're going to make us feel bad. But let me say this.
Go ahead.
Back to my point. If I'm being critical right now of the person in our ward who's supposed to be the person in our ward, and I don't know who voted for her, and I don't know how she got there, and I don't even know who she is. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna say this again. I knew Jack Miner. He would come knocking on doors, campaigning. He would want to listen to the residents and what it is that they wanted to, what he felt that they wanted to tell him and how he could guide his ward. I remember talking to somebody about Miss Galloway, who's one of my friends. I grew up with her husband and his family, and she came knocking on my door. I'm cleaning my garage out. Here comes this woman, this beautiful woman knocks on my door. I'm like, who? I don't know who was this, but and we started to have a discussion. We talked for 2.5 hours. And then, so some of the things that we talked about later on, I heard that she had brought them up in council because it was something that some of her residents, because I said the same thing I'm saying right now. I didn't know who she was, and I was talking to somebody that went to church with her. And so and I talked to them on the weekend. So the very next couple of days, here she come knocking on my door, pulling up in the driveway. I didn't know who she was. And then when she told me her last name, it was Click. Oh, okay. And then it was, I'm the 7th Ward representative, blah, blah, blah. I heard. And it was cool. I'm like, okay, good. Now we can talk. I pulled out a couple of chairs. We sat down and talked. And every time we see each other now, hey, how you doing, big bro? Hey, sis, how you doing? And we developed that rapport. I don't have a rapport for this person. I don't even know who she is. I've seen her twice. One time when they were voting and one other time in a store. And I spoke to her and she got afraid. Like, no, you ain't got to do all of that. I ain't approaching you that way. I just spoke. But you want to do however you want to do because you're comfortable in whatever this is that you're doing, that's fine. But if you're not willing to listen to all the residents of where you represent, then you're out of order. You said back to my common voice. You funny. I just saw that. That's out of order. You're supposed to represent everybody. So if you're going to do a wildlife sanctuary, I want to be able to come over there and enjoy it too, if that's what I want to do. But I want to have a voice in it, right or wrong, yes or no. That's for me too. If you put up a park, what do we want? How do we want this park to look? How do we want it to be governed and whatever? Not just because I don't see nothing like that on the other side over there by Stewart School. I don't see no wildlife sanctuary over there. How about someplace over there too, if we want to be, hanging out with wildlife? And I ain't gonna jump on you or beat you up. I'm gonna talk to you. I ain't cut like that. You do something out of order, you get a different result. But it's okay to come and talk to your residents. Don't just go talk to the ones that you feel are scratching your back. Because if they scratching your back, then you need everybody to scratch your back. And if you have ambitions, cool. I'm going to say it again. We don't have an issue with you having ambitions if you take care of us. If you're not taking care of us, then your ambitions got to get tripped up because then you're wrong. Because you're going to use everybody else to go to where you want to go, and then you're going to leave the majority of the people that support you behind and not take anybody anywhere. And it's fine for you to have political ambitions or whatever other ambitions that you have. All I'm saying is talk to everybody that you represent. If you're in the 29th ward, you should have damn near know everybody. And I'm not saying you got to know people by name, everybody by name. That's not possible. But I'm saying at the same time, people should know who you are. I know the 5th ward person because of her father. I didn't know who she was at first. That's Carter, right? Winfrey Carter. Yeah. So that's how. And then when I met her, I was like, "Wait a minute, Winfrey." Yeah, and that's how we met, and we started talking. So when I saw her in the store and she didn't say nothing, I'm like, I don't care. You know, we have to work at changing the. We have to hold them to some excellence too. What is it that you're doing here? I want to know. We should all know. And then once you satisfy me, my curiosity, and you satisfy my questions, I'm good. But you got to make sure that I'm satisfied too. Don't just we just going to put a park over here by the Pierce group people that live over here in the College Park area, and then everybody else we don't give a damn about. Now I'm not saying that when people have made phone calls, she hasn't done other stuff, but you ain't built no park over here. You ain't done that. You come and okay, we got a bad sewer over here and come through and fix that, but nothing bigger. We got trees that need to be trimmed. It's part of your job to come through, look to make an assessment, and then get people on the task to do that. Streets need to be fixed. It's your job. Stop acting like everybody got to sit here and tear their vehicles up and have branches falling on their damn trees and this and that. On their houses from storms that we know coming and all this other stuff, and you're okay with that. You ain't gonna get out there with no saw, with no chainsaw, and I know I'm comparing her to Mr. Minor, and I shouldn't, but this is what I'm used to. Yeah, storm, and here come Jack with his chainsaw, and we had another winter storm. Here he come with his shovel and his snow thrower. Help digging residents out so we can still go to work, school, whatever. You ain't doing none of that. No, you're a woman. I get it. Where's the crew at that you can send? Where's the crew of residents that you, hey man, we'll pay some kids $25 an hour or $15, $20 an hour that we'll get shovels and y'all go out there. Hey, come on. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That builds community.
Well, she did have 30,000 ward money. Maybe she could have put it for snow removal.
See, right. Or coming around and finding young people and getting them some shovels and paying them some change to say, look, I'm gonna get you. We got a bad snowstorm, or we got whatever happened, or grass need to be cut in some of these vacant lots around here. We have vacant lots, and we're gonna pay y'all to come and do that. You still get, you can take $2,000 or $3,000 off the top. Who cares?
You can still pinch as long as you get the job done.
Man, bro, take the first cream. That's okay. But get the job done so people see you and go like, okay, we appreciate what you're doing.
We shouldn't be giving them advice how to take money.
Oh, oops.
They're going to probably come out with snow removal now. I'm just saying, but you would think they would be thinking like that in their ward. That's why I do believe when May said they should have gave each ward person $1 million when that ARPA money came in, for you could have took care of certain things, because to me it's like they be all trying to bundle it up, and we got to pick and choose, like how the mayor did the thing. It was like 9 wards, but you got it was 8 houses, so that's come up to 72 houses, right?
Right.
And you had to be in the lottery. If you gave up $1 million to each ward, they could have been working on some of the stuff that they knew was important. That's why I was saying you needed something like Like I mean, like what the mayor did. I'm
Mhm.
gonna say this. I know it was illegal, and I'm not saying it was right, but you could take something like that and have ward ambassadors. I mean, what's
Mhm.
up, Demetria Brown? And I'm gonna get your question to it, B. Marie, but I wish we would have had something like that. I remember I was saying a liaison, but you need
Mhm.
somebody. But I'm guessing ward ambassador would be better.
Mhm.
But you know, if you did have that, where a person could be and use some of these centers that y'all got, like these old schools, because it's damn near school in every ward.
It's a school in every ward.
So you could have opened them up and had that for your ward ambassador, for your council person, that would be where the people can come, where you had a meeting place, where you could have, you could have helped the people in your ward, still like how they had them neighborhood. You could have had whoever was the president of the neighborhoods come meet come meet this ambassador, while the ambassador and the council person sitting down coming with a strategy. You could have did something like, I'm just using that ambassador just because what the mayor did, but somebody like that, like just say for an instance, when you had something going down in the Regencies, tell me what when and let's just being honest. Only time the councilwoman from the Ninth Ward went up in there, that's when Swanson was up in there. So you need somebody that can go there when Swanson, you ain't got the full police whistle. You need somebody in this neighborhood that can go to every spot in that ward. You know what I'm saying? So you need somebody like that. But see, what the problem is, you're gonna run into, you will see that council person to be scared, like this person might take my spot. You know what I'm saying? He with the people. But if you did it right, you could make it work. Well, you could have some, like, okay, you want to, when you do want to walk away, it can be an easy transition because you got people that's already there working with you.
Yes.
Yeah, but see, they don't be thinking like that.
No,
You know what
because
I'm
it's
saying?
selfishness.
And
It's
they only help
self-centered.
right, and they only help the wards that's people that's getting out. And I understand it. It's only certain part. Look at the 7th ward. Who do the council people really been more to? Part of the 7th ward over there by the Mott College.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's where the little sanctuary is.
Yeah.
So then if that's the case, then you're neglecting 2/3 of the people that you're supposed to represent.
Right.
So you and your liaison or your group, that's fine. But come out there and be open to listening to, taking advice from, and information from the whole ward, because we won't care.
See, they got them. I'm not cutting you off.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
looking at Yogi G. That's the family from the 202. Right. In DC, we have constituent services. Did I say that right? Okay, services reps, and they are reps for the different neighborhoods per ward, and they have meetups in the community with the council members.
See, that's right there. There's a strategy right there.
I'm looking at what B. Marie said. Flint Neighborhood United meeting Saturday, December 6th. What day is that on? I might have to show
Saturday.
Up. Oh, damn! I'm just looking at. She did say this Saturday. My bad. I'm looking at.
Where at?
We're at B. Marie. But I'm just saying, when you really trying to build something, like, I feel like every ward should have an activist. Right. I feel like every ward should have, Gloria call, okay, at the library.
What time?
She said, and that's right up here from 9:30 to 11:30. I'm gonna come. I ain't gotta do nothing on Saturday.
Me either. I'll be there.
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that, they should have that. They should be having that, to be honest with you. But sometimes you know how that's a double-edged sword when you're dealing with demons.
Wow. So that's the reason why you had a sword of where's Pastor Gaddis? You got a sword of Gideon or Gabriel, and you chop their heads off.
Facts.
So the other part about that is, if you have people that are not working for you, you have to work at removing them. If they be popular over here in what's the name? Okay, well, that's fine. You may be popular using our ward. You may be popular over in that area, but we don't know you over here. So we can get 1,500, 2,000 residents to say no.
Because that's what you need to do. It don't make no sense. I'm saying with all awards, you go to build something, you build it. If you go build it, I mean, I know a lot of people, but I guess you could say a liaison, whoever, what they call. But I mean, the ambassador. The mayor did it for bad reasons, but now
he did it for political reasons.
Facts, yeah, but it helped him because he got to get his person in.
Okay,
yeah, but see, if you did that, but see, if the council people, whatever they want to do, if the council, but I feel like the person of that ward should be able to pick their back. But do it like a vote, like you do everything else. Have it in your ward, how to vote for who. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm
Let
talking about. So you got to come. You got places that you can come to.
Yeah.
In each ward that you will say, look, this is what we want to do. I'm either pick this person or that person. Which one of y'all choose? This person got these credentials. This person got this credentials, and then go from there.
Yeah, because you got too many buildings that you can put to use and you can get stuff done. But see, long as the people who running it, they want to keep you divided. Believe me, if you could take big money out the situation, you can make. I mean, you still got to do business, but could you imagine? But I can also imagine people stealing, because look at them stealing now. But I'm just saying,
but
if
you know what, that's expected behavior considering the political climate that we have right now, how big business operates in the climate. Yeah. Okay. So I don't have I could have less issue with that. What I'm talking about is, what are you doing for the residents of the people?
Now, that's why if they had the money, they could have did it. You could have worried about your own fire snow removal. You could have worried about keeping your grass cut. The people just understand, with neighborhood, as long as you got the grass cut, your neighborhood gonna look nice. Upkeep on grass. If you keep the lots, don't let them do. But see, that's stuff that they could have went and did that. But that's what I'm saying. When you got people in them seats that's really working for you. See, that's they could have did get repairs. Let's get these roofs done. Don't you know some people in these neighborhoods that could have worked? You could have got roofs done at a cheaper price. It's people you could have hired locally.
That's right. And you ain't gotta go to other and I know people that can do it. Like, hey man, and they'll charge the money, and they don't have they didn't go to roofing school or whatever, and they may not work for these larger roofing companies, but it's a skill that you help them learn.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, B. Marie, which is at the end of the day, the city of Flint, it'll cost the city of Flint too much money for a local election, so the mayor put the city of Flint in the negative. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. You got to spend it in the right way.
And then who cares what you take on the top? Nobody cares if you take the cream off the top. As long as, man, what? We progressing like that? Man, you got your, don't nobody care. Who gonna look at the books for extra $5,000 as long as you progressing the whole city? Who gonna care?
But just think about it like this: you had 94.7 million, right?
Oh shit!
If you took 9 million, and that's all it would be, $1 million for each ward, that would have went better than what like the deal is now. The mayor would have still had 80-some million to work with.
No, hold on, but why not? Wouldn't you just do this? You put 4 million, and you said 94 million, right?
94.7.
Okay, 94. You put 4.7 million in your pocket, and you take 10 million per ward, and you say, this is what I'm going to have you do with it in each ward.
Yeah, you could have went. It was so easy. Listen, the mayor still would have been able to call. Listen, this is what we doing. This because each ward don't need the same thing,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So money could have been spent different ways. But to me, even when you go look at the fourth ward council person, she not worried about the other bad parts. She worried about that one little area that's good over there in the fourth ward. That's who she can capitulate to.
Okay. So then if you take your $10 million, you fix the whole ward so that nobody has any issues. And if you have, let's say, man, it took you 7 million, so you got 3 million left. You might have to turn in 2 million.
Oh, they weren't gonna give him that, brother.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
They won't give him 10. This mayor's so cheap. He barely want to give up 30,000 ward money. I'm just for saying.
But why would you sitting on? Why are you sitting on then another? If you give up 30,000 and you multiply that by 9, that's 30. That's 270,000. Okay, so you still sitting on 9.90.
No, that money gone. I'm saying when it first got here, that's what I'm talking about. When Eric said he could have gave, the councilman said he could have gave each ward $1 million for them to do what they needed to certain, the projects that they needed did. Like we was hearing Mother Claire McClinton from the 3rd Ward, they wanted roofs done. You know
They
what I'm
could have
saying?
easily done. They had all the roofs in that ward done, blight cleared up, trees cut back, all that other stuff with $10 million.
You don't think it's some people that know how to do roofs? I can tell you one right now. They could have went to D. Croc.
Right.
Could have went right to D. Croc. D. Croc probably would have gave them, but you gonna pay him. But he probably could. Okay, we got like 8 roofs to do over here. Mike could have got a good deal. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you would have did if you would have came out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this brother over here might have do heat. He might have do plumbing. So we're gonna. It was so many people who got skills that they could have went to in they ward.
Right. All right.
That's what I'm just saying. In they ward, you could have did so much.
You could have had them put together a business plan. This is what we're gonna give you.
Right.
We got $10 million or whatever over here. Because the mayor would have looked sweet if he had done it that way instead of trying to pocket the money or whatever happened to that money.
I'll give you another better one. How many of the people live in your neighborhood that got trucks with the
snow removal
on the front of it?
I think I know over there where I live, where we
you're hired.
That right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
See, that stuff you could have did. Okay, you know what? I'm because I'm looking at what you're saying, Chris Caleb. All wards need lawn care and snow removal.
Right.
It didn't make no sense that you ain't had them ideas. This is the stuff you supposed to came up with to help out. If you already see the city BSing, look, I see my man. You know how many lawn care services people got their own lawn cares.
Right. And there's times when I don't feel like cutting I ain't do my last cut like I normally do, because I didn't feel like it. So guess what? I heard a young man that was a student. Hey, come on over here and cut the grass.
See, this go with Mark Hutchinson said. You have to have a base level of love for your people. Everything could have been done, but Flint elects people that prove over and over again they don't like you.
Yeah, enough said. Yeah, and you're absolutely right.
That's it.
You're absolutely right. And there's no disputing that particular point.
You can't. How can you? Because they show you that they don't love you.
So then what do we do moving forward?
They better do their due diligence, because 26 is upon us. Tomorrow is the 1st.
Right.
February, when they finna start, people finna be announcing what they finna be running for.
And when those people start to, let me say this, folks, when those people get out there and they start talking about what they want to do and what they run around, have questions. I don't want to hear you say a damn thing to me. This is the question and if you don't, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Period. That means I need to. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. Here's my address.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know yours as well. So that therefore, if I don't see certain things happening in a certain timely manner, I'm coming to knock on your door. And I'm not going to do some things that other people did, because I think some of those are over the top. But at the same time, and just plain dumb. But that doesn't mean that you won't hear from me. You won't get an email from me every day. You won't get a letter from me every day. I won't come driving by. Hey, look, bro, I want people to, if I were put myself in that position, I'd want people to come and see me. Talk to me about what your issues are. Let's get them fixed. Oh, you didn't fix this. How long is it going to take you to get that done? That's on my agenda. And I'm not sitting around there, because if we get money to operate in our wards, that's what it's for. The money to operate in your ward is to fix things up. We don't have a business over here, we're going to put one over here.
Facts.
That's what it's for.
Oh, Yogi G put another solid one question up in here. She said, also, what is your track record with the community service back before you decide that you want to power title?
There we go. Now, that's an excellent question.
Facts.
That's an excellent question. Those are questions that they need to ask. Why are you doing it? Brother, you'll make a good counsel. I'm not talking to you, Brother Chris, but call me. We'll give my number, and maybe you convince me to do something stupid like that. But listen, those are the questions. What's your track record in the community? I can sit there and say, I was a Boy Scout, I did this, I did that, I did this, ran this organization, did all of that shit. Facts. School teacher, whatever, the whole deal. The whole deal. I ain't messing with you, Chris. You right?
Right.
And as a community, and anybody to know, if I'm on the phone with you when I go to the store, and if I'm in the store, it's always, man, damn, my kids, I'm going to tell you, my children don't like to go to the store with me when they know, hey, Dad, hurry up, we going to get in and get out. Nope, because I'm going to find somebody to talk to.
All right.
And see, my whole thing is, if that comes up and I'm led to do something like that, I'm not saying that I am. Mm-hmm. Okay. Where we at gonna be tight. It's not just gonna be tight because I'm over here on my knees kissing somebody's ass over there. Fuck them. It's everybody get it. If I'm gonna kiss their ass, I'm gonna kiss their ass too. I'm gonna kiss these babies, them babies, all them babies. Because it's about us. It's not about just me. It's not about just me.
Facts. Oh, wow. Yogi keep coming with more questions. She said, who are they connected to? And look into their public profiles before they get a chance to scrub their social media. If there's any chance they may run. Because, a lot of people finna be scrubbing that social media right now.
But if you're posting things that's out of order, you shouldn't have to. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to say that. Don't look at my Instagram. Number one, it's none of y'all damn business. And number two, it's none of your damn business. But that doesn't have anything to do with my public policy.
Facts.
That doesn't have anything to do with the fact that if I tell you I'm working for our people, then I'm working. Chris, stop, bro. We're getting any help from Carmen. That has nothing to do with that. I can sit there and on my social media page and post whatever the hell I want to. But out there in front of you, this is who I am for real. That's just some bullshit because social media is trash. It's garbage. It's social media. It's a bunch of bullshit. Now, unfortunately, some people get out there and they figure they want to air their dirty laundry in their life. That's them.
Yeah.
That's them.
I don't argue. That's on you how you want to play it. Like, I don't care.
Right. That's my point. But what I want people to see is this brother's out here. If I do that, he's out here working for us.
Facts. But that's how it's supposed to be. I'm just looking at what Mark Hutchins and say, you really have to hate your people to take full support. Let me put it up on it for everybody to see because he was talking to Deborah. Let me show you what Mark's saying. This at Deborah Luna. You really have to hate your people to take full support away like Liddell did. And Leon took $30K intended for the first war and spent it on himself. You have to really dislike the people you serve.
They're not there for service of people. Mm-mm. And they sit there and tell you a bunch of over and over and over again. Yeah. I'm always for me and stop because Chris, both you and both y'all go to hell because y'all not trying to make me run for shit. No, stop it. You and Mick. Mick think I still feel him over there. He been on this shit since last year. Because when we first met, I was pissed off at some meeting that we both went to, and they were
for
filming.
The 7th
Ward
debate.
There was a debate. No, it wasn't. We going to meet the candidates.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't give a shit about you telling me who the fuck you are. I want you. Are you going to answer my questions? And they put my ass out. And from then, that's been my brother.
Right. Yeah, you did get put out.
I got put out.
But that's what I'm saying. It's going to come on coming up in 26. If we're going to go through that again, you only can ask certain questions.
Nope. No, we wasn't even allowed to ask questions.
That's what I'm saying. If they're going to do it again coming this year.
If they do it again and we ain't showing up, I'll wait and have the questions and answer sessions later on.
Right.
Because no, we don't want to we're going to introduce the candidates.
Right.
No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear what the hell you got to say because you're lying.
See, I can, you know what? The organizations that threw it, I'm going to get them hell this year.
Yeah, they should.
If they do that, I'm gonna put them on blast like y'all on the pay. I'm gonna let them know they on the take.
Right.
Good morning, Mark 76. Because if you can't sit up there and ask these real questions, because I didn't like that meet the candidates. You know what I'm saying? Even I wasn't up there to ask no questions. I was just recording. But when trying to ask some questions and you couldn't do that,
right?
Like you're not finna have no control. This mayor been He been wanting, you got to write your questions down. He got even the council people think you got to write your questions down, then give them to
I
us.
did. I wrote them down on my paper, on my pad, and so therefore I'm going to ask the question.
Right. But
you ain't getting them where you can pick and choose what you want to answer.
See, that's the stuff I don't like that they call themselves doing, because we really up under a little dictatorship. We got a little Napoleon running Flint.
Well, Napoleon, you know what happened with the Haitians.
Yeah, we got a little Napoleon, but we ain't got the Haitians here.
Yes, we do.
They not waking up. We got
that's the issue. That's
the
issue. Well, then, there may be some other things that you got to do in order to shake and wake.
Yeah, they don't understand. You got a little Napoleon running Flint right now. We got a little Mussolini as a pastor.
You know what? Who?
The bishop.
Bishop who?
Martin. That ain't number Mussolini over there.
Oh, that's it. They still go in that church after he did that. They crazy as hell.
Oh, yeah. Like they acting like, oh my goodness. Shit, we got Stalin also calling shots here. We got a couple of the people. We got us a little George W. Bush too running around. Oh yeah. We got us a little Hillary Rodham Clinton on council. That's the 4th Ward Judy Priestley.
Right, but
that's Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Right.
Clinton.
Because there was one person that was a former teacher. I think she was ran in the 9th Ward.
Talk about Eva Worthing.
Yeah. She's still there?
No, Jonathan took that seat. She gave
4th
up.
Ward, damn.
Yeah, she gave up. Yogi, I would love to try to do one, but they'll probably hold that against us.
What's that?
She said, could we host A1 host his own candidate forum?
But no, they're not going to. They're not going to come because they don't want to hear somebody question them about something that they didn't do that they could have done. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, because they'd be, because the people will be able, it won't be ran how y'all been running it. No, you're going to have to answer some questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It would be have to answer. I pray that these people going to really put these people to the test this year.
No, they're not going to, but people have to be awoken.
Yeah.
And informed. So, Chris Caleb, I ain't listening to you. And I ain't listening to Uncle Mick because he's been snickering for the last 6 months.
Nah, you got to do something, man. I mean, these people here, I
am going to do something. It may not be run, but I'm going to do something.
No, facts. Because I'm thinking, allegedly, I ain't going to say how true it is, but I'm thinking your councilwoman in the 7th Ward trying to run for state rep.
Why?
She thinks she did a hell of a job in the 7th Ward.
No, for part of the war.
Well, hey, listen, that's where they think they did their job.
So the only thing we can see that we got is a wildlife refuge for something. If we got one of them at 4 Mile, we don't need another one.
Man, they don't listen. Like I even heard, just think about it. You got a state rep that don't care about the concerns of the residents. You got a mayor. This happened to be her husband, the state rep husband. I already see what his mind at. Then you look at his administration. I thought, I can't just put it on the mayor because his administration, they know right from wrong.
People, it's not about right from wrong.
They know right from wrong.
When we start talking about morality and stuff like that got to go out the window because people are immoral.
And to me, his whole administration, and I ain't gonna say I don't like them. I like them, but they are some of the, and I'm not saying that I ain't studied many other administrations like this one. But when I say this one can get right down, man, I don't know if they have a moral, ethical code in them. I don't even know how they go to church.
They don't.
I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest. I don't know what they can say. And you know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at just the water crisis within itself. How you can have a mayor say the water most tested. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he don't have help, because you got, just look at the governor go up top, and to see that we ain't got the water fixed yet,
Right.
and you seeing these people dying, you seeing all these cancers popping up, and you mean it, and then the game they really fooling the people on, because they don't want to talk about the water. Y'all finna get y'all money. And did you see 80,000? I mean, it was over 100,000 people that was poisoned.
Right.
But it's only, what, 30-some thousand people getting paid. Y'all don't even want to pay the rest of the residents this year. That's maybe 70-some thousand left over.
Yeah, because they talk about you got to just give the money to the children.
I thought that was some of the biggest fires too. What about if you caught cancer and you about to check out? You don't think that person wanted no money?
But wasn't it? Didn't it start out at $600 million?
And they capped it right there.
Yeah, but it went down to 53 from the last thing I saw. Oh, what did I say? City charter.
It's just terrible. But why they lying though? Now you right, Mark Hutchinson. You know what, Chris and Yogi, we might try.
I don't like this, man, because I can't see their comments too.
I'll put them up on the screen because
I see.
You see Yogi's right. She said that's the point.
No, because I got this one. We only got 6 watching. And then you got a whole bunch of other people on the other side.
It's like 4. Okay, because it's 2. You know, it's the 2 that
you split.
Screens.
Okay. See, he got this command center thing going on, like over at NASA.
See, you're 40 altogether.
Okay.
It's people tap. It's 626 million.
For what?
No, that's
what it was. Right. Yeah, but you know how much the residents are getting? $53. Basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 53 said. That's what I'm saying. And that's only paying with 30-some thousand that might qualify.
It ain't heck no. You're getting $7,000 some dollars.
If you getting that, because if you're on Medicaid want their money.
Right.
They found every way to try to take it.
Yeah, well, that's the system though.
Yeah.
So then what should we do? We might have to talk to Moses West about redoing that machine again, or put another one over here and then put it under lock and key and armed guard.
Did you see they destroyed? You know why they destroyed it?
Because it gave you clean drinking water.
They don't have. It said 100,000 at least for some of the kids. Yeah. If they get that, and then you talking about $1,000 for your house, and knowing that it messed up the whole infrastructure. That's what I'm saying, man. They work the people. Like I say, to me, they just saw Flint and the vultures came in. All these celebrities came in. What did it do? Everybody got paid, but the majority of the people that really got hurt. See, we ain't talking about how Melissa Mays and the concerned pastors got their $100 million, but we don't know who was all in on that $100 million. Right. All we saying is the Melissa Mays and the unconcerned pastors. What about the other people who got their nonprofit that they're gonna be sending some of that $100 million to them? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, we just hear the name, the unconcerned pastors and Melissa May. But who else is locked in on that $100 million?
Man, everybody that's be around it.
Yeah, who all else being locked in that's gonna get some money shipped to their nonprofit? We can call them out, but who else connected to them that's getting money? Because if you notice, you ain't heard nobody else talking from that squad.
Well, see, here's the other part about that. I'm like, listen, Chris, you tripping, bro. How much is needed for your campaign? Let me put this propaganda together first. And if I put this propaganda together first and we start to make some moves, I'm going to consider it. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Now, I got to see. We got to get Davina and we got to clean out that clerk office. That's what scared me.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That clerk office scared me. You got Davina, up there ain't playing fair. Man, really, the whole thing is corrupt. It's rotten to the core like an apple.
So then the system is layered.
Yeah.
You have the council persons who may or may not be able to make many moves, but the administration up top, above the council, because the way that I think it should go, or way it looked like it went in the past, was that the mayor was part of the council, right? And then together they make moves based upon the needs of the residents of the city. if I'm correct.
From my understanding of it, I thought the council is the purse and strings. The mayor can make, you know what I'm saying? You know, he can veto, but if you got, as long as you got 6 votes, you can push anything you want to.
Yeah, but that I'm not. They're supposed to work together, not in opposition.
No, they do work together because he got his 5 votes.
Yeah, but how? Okay, so I'm not clear. How is him having a majority of the votes?
That he can push his agenda through.
Okay, I got you.
He can push his agenda like stuff he
No
needs
matter,
done.
no matter what what's the best interest in the
right. No.
Right.
He gonna do like that garbage contract.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna send that brother my number. Because there was somebody else I was supposed to send my number to too.
Oh,
Lumi.
I thought
you gave it to me.
Yeah,
you gave it to me. Yeah. I got it. I got to hit him up because I ain't seen him in a minute.
Yeah. He usually be on in
the morning. Okay. All right, family. Yeah, it wore me out with this one. I don't know how it started to me from what I was trying to go talking about health and being careful in the snow.
No, because you was talking, they heard you. They almost heard that Baptist preacher come out of you, and they said we need a new council person in the 7th ward.
Ooh.
They like shit.
Hey, my service is not going to be nice. I promise you.
I'm telling you, that's what they said.
That ain't gonna be nice. It ain't one of them. I don't know, bro, because it's about life and living, and that's what I'm talking about. It's not about waiting for you to. Chris, I'm done with you, bro. Yeah. And man, send your number.
I got Chris now.
You got his number? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get it from Uncle Mick. All right, and we're gonna talk. But no, it's gotta be
unless
about.
you want him to hit you on Facebook.
We friends either on one. Facebook that's too. Fine too. Yeah, it was Elliott McCants. If you want to hit me up on Facebook, do so. That's fine. And then we can exchange information that way. Or whatever. And Uncle Mick got it, so I can get it from him if that's cool with you too. But no, it's got to be about people first. And then we'll support your ambitions. You want to run for governor of hell? I don't care. We with you long. We'll follow you to hell as long as you're taking care of us. That's it. It's not difficult. And that's the reason why I have so much respect for Mr. Minor, rest in peace. And that's the reason why I have so much respect for Mrs. Galloway. Because number one, they come and we want to talk. And to have somebody come and talk to me when they heard that I was fussing about something, and not only was I fussing about it, she also made it right. That's what we're talking about. Hey, look, and after it was done and the correction took place, hey, come here. What you doing? I need you to come over here and see such and such. Call me on my number on my phone. We got that fixed. I want you to know. So when you get a chance to go by there, take a look at it and give it your thumbs up. And then I did. We had a house that burned down. You think that stuff still up there? Nope. Hey, we saw the house. After they did the investigation, then that was it. Tore the house down. And if it took, because things happen, they have to go through the process, right? They have to do the investigation because they found somebody in there that passed away. They have to go through the investigation, whatever. But as soon as that was over with, the house was down. That was it. And it didn't take a long time. It didn't take 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years in order for that to happen.
Marley Trey, good morning. I just sent it to you too.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. All right, Chris, I got you.
And a new one said, demolition means progress. There are generational partnerships that push the agendas in Flint.
Right. But see, here's the other thing with these vacant lots. People can be like, hey, look, we can buy the lot and grow a garden. Or take the lot. We ain't gonna buy in a damn thing. Take the lot and grow a garden over there.
But you got to move some of these people out of these positions that they in, because I'm hearing how one person, they was trying to get the lot, that he was fixing it up, and they gave it to somebody else. So you really you got to do if Flint don't get their council together that like Mark Hutchinson was saying, that really love the residents. Because you can do some stuff. You can shake, because even though with the land bank, and you know what I'm saying, and I know we've been cool with them. We didn't have them on the show, Michael Freeman and Alexandria, but it don't make no sense when you see a lot of these properties that is the land banks, and it's putting an eyesore on the neighborhoods. Now they supposed to be able, like I say once again, it's people in these wars that will cut grass when they saying the Americans don't want to work. Go hire the people that's in your wards.
That's a nice thing to
hire
hear.
the people in
So
your
you
wards.
got people that desire to work and really desire not to be part of the system, especially since they're being cut off of it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sometimes though, you just got to go take a lot. Be damned with it going to them and talking to them about anything else or whatever.
Right.
Because you say, hey, like I said, there's a lot across the street. If I get the urge to buy a tiller, we can ready to have a garden.
Facts.
And then the baby, hey, look, they have the young people around there and the people next door. And I don't care what you take, just don't take everything and share. But if you're gonna take some, work in it too. Don't just go take stuff and then not work.
Facts.
That's all. You know, and you don't care because it's for the community. Something personal you keep in your yard, but for the community, let it be over there.
Facts.
Yep. Man. All right, family.
All right, we out, family. Any peace.
Love y'all. Be careful. If you somewhere where it's snowing at, be careful. If snow coming your way, be careful. You got to start looking at changing how you eat. You got to eat a little bit heavier now, because fruits and vegetables, they still got to be part of your diet, but you got to add more water. And Sister Yogi, send me those questions. Just text them to me real quick. All right, family. Appreciate it, man. Y'all have a beautiful day.
And I see y'all at 7 with Just a Thought on at 7:00 tonight with Yogi G and Anna. You heard?
All right.
Peace, family.
Peace, fam.